And we're back. Alright, I'm just gonna jump straight into it because I'm really wanting to get this storyline going. And this one is called Darkness with no information, no nothing. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, even the time is unknown. How about it? My head. What's happening? What? Okay, that was interesting. Did I hit my head? It's killing me. My vision is all blurry. Is that the ceiling? I feel the cold floor against my back. Must have fallen or something. My body won't move. Why? Why am I on the floor in the first place? No. Hold on. More importantly, who am I? Okay, think. Try to remember something. Anything. Oh, we're a curse bearer. It feels like my head is going to split apart. What was that? Man's face. I think I've seen it before. I'm sure I know it. Oh, what's his name? Hold on. Oh, I guess it won't let me do the full name. We'll just stick with Hajime. No, that's not it. It's not coming to me. I know I have a connection to him somehow. Alright, what else are we gonna remember now? Oh, still the same thing. Do I need to just type in the first thing then? Yoshimi. Hajime Yoshimi. That's it. I know that name. The dark mist obscuring my memories is slowly starting to clear. My head is hurting again. Wait, are we the girl that he spoke with? What was that? Memory of mine? Hajime and I think we were close. But the first thing I saw, he was dead. Did I? Just what kind of person am I? I can move again. And I think my head is starting to clear. Where are we? It looks like I'm in some kind of warehouse. Maybe I can find some clues as to what happened. I should take a look around. You can press this button at any point in the chapter start again from the same point. Oh. So wait. Okay, so remember how when we were playing Haru and Richard, how we saw that a little ghost echo right outside the warehouse? What if we're actually in that warehouse and we're the curse bearer that's in here? So now we just gotta find out who we are, and of course get our way out. Which means I think we're gonna need to get Richard and Haru to come over here to the warehouse again. But let's see what we can find in this storyline. There's a bunch of garbage in the corners. I guess that this room isn't used very often, if at all. I can't just wait here for someone to come to my rescue. I need to look for a way out. There's a little sink here. It's pretty dirty. Hope I don't have to use it. There's water dripping from the faucet, but the knobs are stuck. I can't move them in either direction. There's a key to the sink. If I can use this to see what I look like, it might help me remember who I am. No good. This mirror is completely unusable with all the grime that's built up on it. I wonder if we could clean it somehow. It won't open. Must be locked from the outside. I really am locked in here. I don't know what's going on, but I doubt I can afford to take my time here. Yep, let's see. There's gotta be like something to clean. A switchboard. Looking inside, it seems that this room has electricity, at least. Does that mean someone is using this place for something? We're not gonna try to turn the lights on for this area? It might help us. A bunch of messily stacked cardboard boxes. I took a peek inside, but it was too dark to see much. I'll need more light. A big shelf, the kind you always see in warehouses and stuff. Wish I could find some tools or something, but not such luck. What's this? The label's been torn off, but this must be soap. There's quite a bit left inside. I might be able to use this. Might as well keep it on me. Alright, let's see. A cabinet. And it's locked? A cabinet straight out of an office. Let's see what happens if I slide this open. Looks like there's nothing inside. Could be a good hiding space. A typical office desk. There's all kinds of stationery on it. Is there anything that looks usable? And there's this pen, but I don't really need it. I'll leave it here for now. Doesn't look like there's anything in the top drawer. There's some kind of note in the middle drawer. Benzene, benzalkonium chloride, sulfonic acid, sodium hydroxide. Names of chemicals? Maybe there's some kind of chemical plant. You know, this might just be Haku soaps. Because of the, soap can. Nothing in the bottom drawer. No, wait. There's something stuck way in the back. Is that a flashlight? Looks like there's some kind of sticker stuck back there. But it's too dark to tell what it is. Oh, yay! We found one of the stickers. Okay, cool. So now we definitely gotta get some lights in here. Some strange lockers. There's a bucket and mop in the left locker. Guess that's where they keep their cleaning stuff. Oh, I might be able to use these cleaning supplies. I can fill the bucket with soap and use a mop to clear away most of the grime. Nice. Alright, what's on the right side? There's nothing inside, but there's a piece of paper stuck into the front. Chemical, flammable, liquid, ventilation, if leak equipment integrity thoroughly. Huh. That's quite a collection of words. What could this place be used for? A folding chair, all alone in the middle of the room. Gives me the creeps for some reason. They must have sat me on it earlier. I probably passed out and fell on the floor. Air duct. There's an air duct on the ceiling. Could this place have been a factory at some point? Wish I could crawl through it to escape, but I don't see any way to get into it from here. Okay, well, can we play with the switchboard now? Nope, nothing. Okay, well, let's go ahead and clean this up then. There's a soapy mop. I should be able to clean the mirror with this. Whoa, clean in one swipe. This soap is pretty good. I'll have to remember the brand. Oh. Are we Hajime's wife? Or was fiance? Huh? So this is what I look like. Right. Yeah, this is me. I know this face. But something doesn't feel right. Something's missing. Oh, my name. I can't remember my name. I need to figure out what my name is. I know what I look like. Next I have to remember my name. Is there a woman with this face in my memories? Come on. I need my name. Alright, it's Mayu. Mayu Chozawa. Mayu Chozawa. Yeah, that's definitely it. My name is Mayu Chozawa. That man I saw in my memories, Hajime Yoshimi, is my fiance. Wait. If what I saw was from my past, then Hajime's... No. Hajime could never be killed so easily. There must be some kind of mistake. Knowing him, he's probably worked himself into a frenzy looking for me. I have to get out of here and let him know that I'm okay. Unfortunately, he is dead. Alright, now... Is there something else I'm missing? Maybe there's... Maybe this is just it. There's nothing more I can do. Okay. Alright, so this is... I'm pretty sure we're done with this for the moment. I think we need to now switch over to Haru and Richard and have them come back out here. Alright, let's... This is where we stop. And now let's head back over here. I still don't hear anyone out there. Okay. Well, damn. Is there something else in it? Oh. Can I play with the switch now? I feel a little bit better now that I remembered who I am. I have to find a way out of here. So dark though, my eyes are adjusting but I still can't see well. There must be some kind of light around here. Yeah, I'm looking for the damn light, but I don't see anything. At least I've clicked everything. Okay, let's just click on these things one more time. Is there one on the floor? Am I just missing? From what I can see, I'm not hurt. I just look like crap. But why was I brought here? Okay, never mind. Do I need to check these again? Alright, look at this one. There's nothing on the right. Okay. Hold on. Let's check. Oh, I haven't checked the lights. Huh. It looks like the light on the ceiling is on. But it's still so dark. Oh, there's dirt all over the bulb. And time for that mop to make another appearance. Hey, we got some light. There. It's a little brighter now. I should have an easier time searching now. I just hope I can actually find something. Alright, there's... Oh. There's something on the floor here. Was this here all along? I had no idea. A lantern carved out of wood. Kinda creepy. Something about this feels different than all the other abandoned junk in here. What is this? Such terrible regret. There's resentful memories flowing into my mind. Murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. I remember now. Remember everything. I know why I was brought here. And that's right. Earlier. I feel sick. Where am I? Yes, that is correct. We finally have a confession. Someone's talking. On the phone? Yes. Yes. Quite stubborn. We had to use the maximum dose of truth serum. Truth serum? Did they drug me with something? There's someone behind me. Can I get a look at them? Damn, why... Oh, you're awake. This guy. Your head must be beginning to clear right about now. You, Takumi? Shit, you tricked me. Such a harsh accusation. It was you who was being uncooperative. What did you do to me? What was that about a truth serum? I assure you, you have nothing to worry about. You're in no danger. That being said, there may be some side effects. Memory loss, brain fog. It was you. You're the one who hurt Hajime. Try all you want, I'm not telling you shit. No matter. I already have everything I need. What? I'm in the middle of a call with the chairwoman. Why don't you have a rest while you wait? Hey, stop! Get away from me! Oh, damn. I'm glad Oki didn't go with him. Still conscious, if only barely. Concentrate. Focus on Takumi. I need all the information I can glean from his conversation. Correct. He does not seem to know where it's hidden. Hajime Yoshimi was the same. Yes. Was unexpected, but... No. He really did do something to Hajime? Oh, damn it, I'm fading. Shake your head to stay awake. You begin to lose consciousness. There we go. That was close. I have to keep listening. From Arashi? Yes, exactly as planned. As for Iwa, I expect, yes, as soon as possible. Yes, hers will likely tomorrow, according to Arashi. I can't. Just a little more. Just before it happens, I think I'll shake myself up a little. Yes, as long as we keep her in here, the curse will. Yes, it will certainly want to bring back her dead fiancé. Is he talking about me? Oh, I'm fading again. Come on. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. Stay awake. What do you think I've been doing this entire time? Keep it together. Anything I can learn. Yes, I will be leaving her here. I'll take the phone with me. Yes, that is, in the cabinet. It should pose no problem. Yes, I have changed the lock. The year of the company's founding. I can't hold on any longer. That's right. Remember now. That man is Takumi Yomioka of Hihaku Soaps. He showed up at my hair salon about a month ago. He came to ask me to try out a new shampoo they made. We spoke about it again a few weeks later, but... he suddenly started asking me about my fiancé. I remember thinking that was pretty weird. Hihaku's a huge company, so I tried to be polite and answered all his questions. He wanted to know what kind of family Hajime came from, if there was anything special about them, or if he was heir to anything. I thought it was so strange. I didn't give him any specifics. And then that night, he never came to the place we agreed to meet. So I went to where he said he'd be going, the former Yasuda Gardens. That's where I found his dead body. I was so distraught I just ran away. I didn't want to believe what I was seeing. After that, I decided to put all my hopes in that rite of resurrection everyone was talking about. I searched desperately for anything I could find about the 7 mysteries of Honjo. And then, Takumi showed up again. He told me that he knew something about how Hajime died. I thought I would just act interested in what he had to say, but fell for it completely. Next thing I knew, I was locked up in this room. Pumped full of drugs and left here on the floor, barely even conscious. I spent the night dreaming of him, praying for a chance at the rite of resurrection. And at midnight last night, I got the curse of the beckoning light. Between the drugs and the curse, I passed out. That must be why I lost my memory. But now I remember everything. It was Hihaku. They went after Hajime, and they put me in here. But why did they have to kill him? Was that Hihaku's doing too? What could they have wanted with him? I knew his job was dangerous, but why would a company like that go after an officer in the juvenile division? I get it now. All that about the shampoo was just to get to Hajime. Hajime? You're always the kind of guy who could shoulder any burden with a smile on your face. What burden were you carrying this time? To be targeted by a company that's more than willing to kidnap and drug people? Was it something you couldn't tell even me? No. Takumi said he had gotten some kind of information out of me using the drug. I have had Hajime's secret somewhere in my memories? If I did, what could it have been? Did Hajime tell me something? Ugh, whatever it is, just let me say one thing. Fuck you, Hihaku. I'm not about to let any of this go the way you want. Yeah, that's right. It's up to me to protect any secret that Hajime was trying to hide. I'll finish whatever it is he didn't get a chance to. After all, it's always been up to me to clean up your messes. It's okay. Whatever you got yourself involved in, I'm sure you had a good reason. We're gonna take them for all they got. Just you wait and see. Alright, it's about time I get out of this dump. I think there was something in here. On the right side? Okay. Bottom drawer. More correctly. It's adorable. There's some kind of sticker in there. It looks like a delinquent penguin. Wait, is this? This is that thing. Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for waiting. What's wrong? You're wasting that handsome face of yours looking like that. You think? I think I'm still plenty handsome. Can't argue with that. Are you not meeting with that girl today? Hitomi, I mean? Nah, she's off doing who knows what. That's too bad. I just found a hair catalog I thought it would be perfect for her. Seems like you're pretty worried about her. Yeah, it reminds me of myself at that age. I can't help but worry. You think? I'd say she's a little ball of sunshine compared to what you were like. Shut up, I'm talking about emotionally. She needs an adult who can understand how she feels. She's like a kitten. She thinks everyone around her is out to get her, so she bites at them all. You might be right. So tell her I wanted to see her, will you? Sure, I'll do that, but... this other girl I ran into the other day is a tough case. Huh? She must really be something else if you don't know how to deal with her. No, it's not really that kind of thing. Some people just have so much misinformation thrown at them. What do you mean by that? Well, I can't really get into the details, but she might have the talisman I've been looking for. Said it was a memento from her father. Could we really be related? But it's not like I can just take it from her. Oh! Are they descendants of Simon then? That's probably it. The talisman is what was passed down. What are you mumbling about? Oh! It is two halves of one, so what if it's like the curse stones, but it's literally the opposite, where it just negates them? We'll see. Who's related to who? Sorry, it's nothing. It's about that thing with your family, isn't it? Is she the one who has a piece of the book that your ancestors left behind? Mayu, how do you know that? God, I forget how dense you are sometimes. How long have we been dating now? Besides, you were the one who came crying to me about it when you got wasted that one time. Rambling about how this old book you're supposed to inherit is hidden in these two talismans. And that something was giving you a bad feeling about it and you need to be careful. Oh, right. That's all I know, though. I wasn't planning to try and pry any further. But if it's something important you need to protect, then what are you waffling about? Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Mayu. I feel better now. Oh, that's right. Did you hear? The mockingbirds were seen in Honjo. Huh? That came out of nowhere. Mocking what now? It's an urban legend about these bird stickers that show up out of nowhere. I was kind of curious about them, but I never thought they'd be in Honjo. There may be a bunch showing up all over town, so we gotta keep an eye out. You feeling alright? What's gotten into you? What's so special about these birds? Come on, one of them is a penguin with a pompadour. You can tell me that it isn't the greatest thing you've ever seen. That's so dumb. Kind of funny, we actually found that penguin with the pompadour. Of all the things. That's right. He was trying to protect something left to him. Would that be the information that Hyaku wanted? Was there anything else in the chop drawer we could get? Yeah, there was a market here, I think. Okay. Oh yeah, he did mention something about a cabinet. A cabinet straight out of an office. Let's see what happens if I slide this open. Looks like there's nothing inside. What? There's something inside. What are you talking about? Oh. Okay, should we try the door now? Jimmy might be able to bust that lock, but I don't stand a chance. There's no opening this door from the inside. What do I do? Not that we can see better. Okay, so nothing in there. Nope. Well, nuggets. Now what? Okay, it's gotta be this cabinet, because obviously there's a lock right there. Nope, totally empty. What? Okay, there we go. I guess I have to hit it in the right corner. This last drawer, it's different from the others. There's a padlock with a 4-digit combination. Oh yeah, Takumi said something about this. He said he put something in here and unlocked it. But there's probably something in here. Should I try out my luck with the code? Alright, he did mention it was the code about... Okay, I got the code. Well? Yes, it opened. Huh? But not that the year Hihaku was established suddenly appeared in my mind. I had an idea when it might have been, but did I really get that lucky? Now that I think about it, there's definitely something different in the air here. Is this another side effect of the drug? Or something else? Well, it doesn't matter right now. I should see what's in here. What is this thing? Well, I guess I might as well pull it out. Is that a fax machine? And it looks sort of like a phone, but there's no receiver. Oh, I know. This is a fax machine. I've seen commercials for these on TV. If I remember correctly, it's used to send copies of documents to other people who have one. What an age we live in where we can send letters and things without going through the mailman. This means I can call for help without a telephone. I've never used one before, but if I can connect it to the power on the phone line. Alright, we've got power. Now I just need to figure out who I can send it to. What else do I need? I found a bunch of paper in the cabinet. I'll need a pen to write with. And I'll need a phone number for a fax machine to send this to. What am I gonna do about that? Well, we can definitely get the pen. Right here. Alright, I've got a pen. Now I can write a message. Though I better check that it actually works. On what though? Trash can? Nope, nothing there. Maybe in the mirror. No, Maya, this isn't the time to start feeling sorry for yourself. Just watch. I'm gonna get out of here in no time. There are strange bottles and bags filled with some kind of powder in the boxes. If this place is a factory, this may be their products. There's no telling if they're dangerous or not. Better not touch them. Thought there might be some kind of transceiver in here, but it doesn't look like it. Just a bunch of junk. Better search elsewhere. Well, guess I'm going through every single little thing now. The Curse Stone of the Beckoning Light doesn't have any soul tricks in it. No matter what, using this curse would be wrong. I'm not even going to think about it. Oh, good. An oil-based pen. The pen tip is totally dry. I won't be able to write anything with this. I wonder if I could fix it somehow. How do I fix a pen with dried up ink on the tip? Open a container. Judging by its size, it's probably for industrial use. Well, nuggets. Crab noodles. I don't know what to do. I guess that's it for right now. Alright, so once again, it was something so out there that I would never have thought of figuring this out. This is one of those things where, like, if you really try to skip over certain dialogues or certain things, even, you know, the area surrounding you, and I know I've been doing that recently. I haven't been clicking on characters and what they're thinking as much, but if I didn't do this, if I actually was a bit more thorough to make sure that the little check mark that pops up that says that it's done with the dialogue or whatever, I would have figured out that I had to go back to Susumi's storyline, talk to Irio, and just before we go into the school and wait for the girls to come back, I had to constantly keep talking to him until we noticed that there's a cop that his pen isn't working, or his marker, whatever. And Irio gives us the answer on how to fix it, which is nail polish remover. So, and I'm pretty sure that was it. That's a little bit of detail because of course they had it highlighted. And since we're talking about pens here, markers, I mean, and we have a marker that's dry, that must mean that we now have the answer. So, I think it's in here. At least some chemical that's for nail polish remover. So let's see. It's in one of these, right? Oh wait, maybe I have to click the item. There we go. Huh? You can fix this with nail polish remover? What the? Why did that pop into my head all of a sudden? Well, might as well give it a try. This one, if this is one of Heihaku's warehouses, there just might be some nail polish remover somewhere. Okay, now we should be able to look at the boxes. What was in this cardboard box again? Ah, disposed bottles and soap. I wonder if there could be... There is. Nail polish remover. There's no label, but I'm sure that's what this is. I mean, if you open it, you could probably smell it. Alright, so if I use this... The tip of the pen has been soaked in nail polish remover. Should be able to use the pen now, at least for a while. Alright. Now, what are we going to do again with the pen? I completely forgot. Do we need like a piece of paper or something? Okay, so now that we got the pen and she somehow magically acquired paper as well, let's go ahead and... My bad. Let's go ahead and switch over to Haru and Richard, because she is the only one that has one of these machines. on these fax machines. So we gotta go home real quickly. Alright, so let's see. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. A fax machine. The number for our home is 63. Ma'am, is everything okay? I'm fine. There's just something I wanted to check. Is that so? Okay, well, is that it? Okay, Richard's not gonna have anything to talk about. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see, maybe that's it. I doubt the game's gonna give us a phone number to try to call ourselves. I mean, I doubt anyone's gonna try and call a number that they find in the game, but there were some like what, artists and whatnot, and other promotions, and even video games where they actually included a phone number, and people that actually went ahead and called that number would actually be directed to things related to that thing, where they got it from. So it's interesting, all right. And then of course some numbers were just fake, and it led to nowhere. It was just probably some random person or business, and of course those people got annoyed. But let's see, that's all we need. It happened again. The number for our fax machine just popped into my head. There's no way all this information is coming from my own brain. Could someone be sending me their thoughts? Hey, here's an idea. So, of course, every time we interact with a curse bearer, like, with Namagaki, the first one, where we had to do more than just what Oki was doing at the time, we ourselves, the player, had to go into settings and change the volume down so we wouldn't be affected by his curse. And then we did it again during Susumi's. And the fact that we're going back and forth, obviously, even the narrator, he said that we can't really tell them, but we can guide them into the direction they need to go to, so they have a better ending, so the story can continue. So, what if we're just kind of playing? I mean, obviously we're talking with the narrator, but what if we're actually just part of the stone? What if we're the two charms that, of course, one Hajime has, and the other that, who was it, the girl? I can't remember. She has the other one. What if we're actually we're that stone, that part of the book that got removed, and we're just now, trying to get everything to come together so we can then stop this curse? What if we're that thing? A soul drag, to just kind of, keep it simple. I may not be a soul drag exactly, but I feel like that might be it. Or I might just be thinking too much about it. But it's all connected. It's going through each and every single person that has a stone. And that's why we're only, being that person rather than the other characters. It's only stone bearers we're taking over, or at least, viewing their life and somehow getting all this information without them knowing. Because we're helping them along to stop this curse. Never mind, I have to focus. Let's get this message sent. Now, I need to tell them where I am. If I tell them everything I know about this place, they should be able to figure out where it is. First, I know I'm in a building owned by Hihaku, a factory or a warehouse. As for the address, it should be close to here. That's right. My curse echo is the beckoning light. That means this place must be near Honji Bridge. Okay, time to send it. I think this is how you do it. Oh god. I just heard a little beep for a millisecond, and it was already enough to send anxiety through my body. For those who were born in the 90s and before that tone. Mm. You'll never forget that tone. That'll be there till the day we die. If the machine I sent it to is connected, it should be sent. Now I wait. Please, somebody. Okay, now I'm pretty sure we're gonna go back to Haru. Oh, the phones. Be my guest. You wouldn't want to keep them waiting. Thank you. I shouldn't be long. Hello? Shigema residence? Oh, it wasn't the phone. What's wrong? Nothing. It was just a fax machine. It's still not quite used to it. Oh, this is a fax machine? Amazing. So this is how they look. This is incredible. Goodbye to snail mail. Am I right? This is the future. I didn't think it would excite you so much. Oh, something came out. Is it finished? I could watch this thing all day. Huh? What is this? It looks like it was written in pen, but... What's it say? What's it say? It says, help. I'm trapped in a Heihaku soaps warehouse or factory near Honji Bridge. Huh? Heihaku? Why would somebody send me such a message? Am I being pranked? No. This is too fishy to be a coincidence. I wouldn't put it past Heihaku to have someone locked up if it's got anything to do with procuring the rights. We should check it out. Hopefully we don't find anything so sinister. Looking around, I determined the abandoned factory is indeed Heihaku's. An abandoned factory near the Honji Bridge, everything lines up. So, the person who faxes for help is in there? Let's find out. If there's nothing, we should wrap up fast. But isn't this place locked? Don't underestimate me, ma'am. I can make short work of a simple little lock like this. Oh my, you truly are something else. Please be careful then. Alright. Do I need to go back to Mayu then? Just remember that I heard the rules for the rite of resurrection when I got this cursed stone. But killing other people to bring someone back? That's out of the question. Hajime would never accept sacrificing another person to come back himself. None of this was ever an option to begin with. The way we lived? Ever since we were kids, we were always ready to die if that's what it came to. We never take our foot off the gas just because we were scared of death. We were never such big fans of living anyways. That's why we were always prepared for it. I used to wonder if we took things a little too lightly. But just how much we trusted each other. I have no use for some shitty rite. And that's the truth, Hajime. Aww. So it's not only just Susumi that can also kind of fend it off. She also wants to. I mean, the wanting to bring him back is pretty strong, and that's why she got the curse stone. But I'm pretty sure she did. Like you said, she didn't like the terms that led to it. So she she has some strong values there. Is there more? I think I've done all that I can do. All that's left now is to wait. What, we can't knock on the door or something? Will someone come and save me? Huh? What is it? That person coming this way. Oh, what? That tall guy? Do you know him? Yeah, from a little while back. Mr. Yumioka, over here. Oh. You're Gamyoto's manager, Mr. Yumioka, yes? Good to see you again. Miss Kurozuzu. What a coincidence running into you here. Oh, that's the first time I ever heard him try to, stutter something. He's always got a straight face, but now he's kind of like breaking. Gamyoto? Yumioka? At least we're going down the right direction. I was starting to get a headache trying to figure out what to do with Mayu. He's been trying to avoid eye contact with Mio since he's noticed it was her. Something's fishy. Uh-oh. It's because he knows the company's doing something they shouldn't be doing. And Mio's gonna find out. How have things been since we last met? If she just stays with her training, she won't have to rely on cheating people anymore. Yes, she has been cheaping at it. Are they talking about the CEO? That lady? Cheating people? Miss Kurozuzu, so glad to see you're doing well. I assure you we've had no issues you need concern yourself with. Yeah, no, that's Just what kind of person is this guy? Okay, well. You gotta tell me what happened. A case from a while back, a family overseeing a reliquary came to us saying that they were being investigated by someone suspicious. Investigated? A psychic named Sugan Gamyoto suddenly showed up. She said that she had a premonition that something terrible would happen and had to exorcise the temple immediately. Sounds like a cover for a burglary. So they notified the police. I was dispatched there by Paranormal Affairs. I inspected the place myself but didn't see anything wrong, so I sent them away. He acted as Gamyoto's manager during the case. That is pretty suspicious. Apparently she was looking for something there, but I told her that's no excuse for fraud and sent her off with a scolding. And honestly, Gamyoto didn't even have much spirit sense to speak of, which soured my mood on the whole thing. Right. So she was one of those types then. Well, she's involved in all kinds of stuff, so she may at least be knowledgeable about paranormal objects. But essentially, she's one of those fraudulent psychics that are so common nowadays. Like he's a little too nervous for just running into an acquaintance. Okay. Need to talk with the surroundings, or is that really it? Oh, okay, maybe we'll keep talking with him. If you have no further business with me, then I'll be on my... Oh, before you go. Gamyoto seemed to know a lot about paranormal objects. It would be a huge help if we could ask her about something. And what might that be? Is she familiar with an ancient text called the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll? Or anything about the descendants of Onmyoji named Simon Chuchi Mikado? I beg your pardon? Miss Kurozuzu, how do you... So you do know about it. I see. If that's what you're after, then that means... Hold it. Don't tell me you're trying to snatch up some innocent schoolgirls this time. Stop right there. Huh? Is that Mayu? Hey! She actually got out! If it isn't Yumioka, what a pleasure to see you again. What? Mayu Chozawa, what are you doing here? Huh. Chozawa? This investigator here helped me out. You really did a number on me. What do you know? We just so happen to have some business with Hihaku ourselves. Why don't you join us? You can do that much for us, can't you? You work for Hihaku after all. Depending on how this conversation goes, I won't have to get the police involved. Huh? You work for Hihaku? What's going on? You're in deep shit, my man. There's really no way you can refuse, though, is there? You two young ladies must be involved as well. Would you care to join us? Oh, sure. Quite the view, isn't it? How long can you play dumb with this many people lined up and wanting answers from you? You better just give in and come clean with everything you know. We got him on the ropes. Yeah. He's clearly shaken by all this. It feels like he's desperately racking his brain for a way to get out of this. It's almost hard to watch. She's Mayu Chozawa, the fiancée of Hajime Yoshimi, the police officer. I'll have to talk to her about Hitomi later. Okay. As much as I want to keep this going, I think I need to leave it off here. And what a great cliffhanger for all of you, huh? You'll have to wait for the next following day, or just go somewhere else, just to find the answers. I don't care. As long as you're entertained by what I'm doing, you'll have to wait until the following day, whenever this is released. But until then, take care, you guys. Bye.